My name is Mika Chavala, and I'm coming from Swahili Nation in One Africa. And first of all, I just want to appreciate God for creating you, Professor Mamo Mochihe, because I think we wouldn't be here where we are today, Africa, without your knowledge, wisdom for Africanism. So I really want to appreciate you that. Before I ask my question, I want to lay a little bit of the foundation of my question. I think what Africa is struggling with is our identity. We are struggling with our identity because we are confused. We are confused because we don't really know our history, because our history is confused as well. Colonizers, when they came to Africa, they were very strategic. They had to make sure that they are getting rid of our history by renaming, for example, different heritages that we have. Like today, you have the Lake Victoria, but that Lake Victoria, it had its own name before, and we don't even know the original name of that lake, but they rename it, right? And not only that, they taught us their languages, and they took our artifacts and heritages and even historical books that we used to have, and they brought it to them, right? So that we may not be able to really and fully understand where we are coming from, because our ancestors back in the days, they wrote a lot about Africa. Everything about technology, about science, everything was written, but now we are not able to know it because our artifacts were taken away, right? And so the only history that we know, most of us Africans, we know the history of Africa after colonialism, during colonialism and after that, but we are not aware of our history before colonialism. And my question is, how can we get there? Because the spirit of Ubuntu is African spirit, but we need to know our past, where we're truly coming from. We need to be aware of our identity as African if you wanna, if you wanna have a better future and if you wanna protect our present right now. How do we get to that foundation of realizing and knowing our history before colonialism? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, very good questions. History. Before slavery came about 500 years ago. What didn't Africa have? There's so many things. There was a lot of knowledge. I mean, we survived thousands of years. We can't just survive. There was a lot of things. All right, we have our languages, our religions, our values, everything. We have created many things. When the slavery came, they made us objects to be sold like market, like goods. And what did they use? Color. A dog can be black or white, still a dog. Right? I don't know whether there's any white skin. What is a white color like that? I have never seen a human being, a white person like that. That white dress, look at that. Do they look? Yeah, your dress over there. Is there any white person like that? Why do our color is not, what are we? They call us black, but what are we? It's all wrong. The way we use color to sell people, to degrade them, to objectify them is horrible. Now, what has happened is very strange things happen. They did not only say that we are objects to be sold in the market, all right? They also said we created no knowledge. We are primitive, all right? We are mystical. Robert Wolpert, there was a guy called, he was South African, white. He was teaching in London University. In Durham in 1994, there was a conference. I was also a presenter. I developed this non-Western science, so I developed. And he wrote a book called The Unnatural Nature of Science. In that book, he dismisses Africa as if it's primitive. My God, I fought him. One of the Ethiopians said, Mamo, if you are fighting them like this, they give you a job. You fight them. I don't know, one day they may kill you, he said. Because you know what I did? I really did. And the way I fought him was so well that, trust me, the BBC, everything, the newspapers also picked it up and they spread it. You can, in fact, if you Google the epistemological purity of science, I wrote something like that on how the purity of science cannot be, all right, racialized, something like that. Then what happened? They actually valued it. The British valued it. At least they were amazed that there was some discussion like that. Something like that. All I'm saying to you is that we have a big challenge. What has happened is, as our brother earlier said, the mindset is the colonial mindset, the hard disk, the SIM card, the software in our minds is still colonially tarnished. Because of that, we don't appear. You know, I was recently in Bahar Dar, and I had two sisters here. I hope they are there still. And we were there together, and they were doing fashion shows and things. We're even saying to them, why are your hair always European-like? Why do you change your face? I don't put any extra thing except wash my body and wash my hair. Why do you want to do these things? Is it necessary? And why not also add value to our own products? The Ethiopia, you know what? If I go to South Africa, the South Africans, my students, they say to me, can you bring us Ethiopian dress? The Ethiopian dress, they say that to me. I recently took some of them, about 4 or 5 of them. I took it. They love the clothes. But in Ethiopia, we don't really, produce it very well. Why are we not using our indigenous, our own, add value to our own things? No, we have a problem. We copy, we mimic, and we're colonized still. Our mindset, our looks, everything in Africa. I don't know, forgive me, even some of you. When I say to my students, the South African, I teach a course on technology in venture creation course, and I want to make them job creators rather than job seekers. So when the students come, I say to them, forgive me, let's have, the normal conversation. I don't want you to come with hair, blah, 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 blah. Then one day, one of the girls came with her hair like that. Then she said, Professor, I'm sorry, I know you don't like it. Then the day after she came with the African hair, she says, now, I know you like it. So I think what I am just saying to you is that we have a problem. Ourselves, genuinely, we have a problem.